Module Product Service Development for Circular Economy and Sustainability, Chapters 4 and 5, Compilation of processes related to circular economy and compilation of characteristics of materials related to circular economy. In these modules, we are going to explain the different materials and processes characteristics which should be considered in the design stage. As we mentioned before, in the previous module, the relationships shown in the table are not definitive, but they can work as a useful tool, helping us in the selection of the materials and processes. In order to make the explanation more visual and interactive, we are going to explain them through a concrete example. We are going to think about and to analyze the characteristics and processes that should be taken into account when developing a furniture rental service according to circular perspective. The characteristics of materials to circular economy that should be considered in this case are material resistance, material biodegradability, availability, scarcity, renewability, and carbon footprint. Material resistance. Resistance is the physical or chemical ability of a material or product to remain functional without requiring excessive maintenance or repairs when faced with the challenges of normal operation over its lifetime. It is a relevant feature for sustainable consumption, and it can be associated with the product lifespan, as a greater resistance results in a longer useful life of the product. Material biodegradability. Degradability is a function of susceptibility to changes in chemical structure. Consequential changes in physical and mechanical properties lead to the disintegration of the product or material. It would be appropriate to reach a balance between material biodegradability and material resistance in order to assure an adequate performance as well as a low rate of waste generation with no harmful residues. Thus, it is related with sustainable consumption and product lifespan. Availability, scarcity, renewability. Resource scarcity depicts a situation where raw materials are only available on a limited scale due to shortage, high cost, dependency on particular regions, and social, ecological, political, and technological limitations. It affects the construction industry in particular, as 50% of all raw materials worldwide and 36% of all energy used incur in the building sector. Regarding the materials, if we want to improve circularity, a good measure is recycling. In the European Union, some materials as antimony or tungsten have a high recycling input rate, but this doesn't happen with every critical raw material, as many others, recycled at the end of life, cannot cover the demand. Carbon footprint. The carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gas emissions that are directly and indirectly caused by an activity or that are accumulated over the life stages of a product. It includes activities of individuals, companies, populations, governments, organizations, processes, etc. That is, all direct and indirect emissions. In this case, we should take into account the emissions produced during the extraction and transportation of the raw materials, such as wood or steel, the manufacturing process, the distribution of the final products, and theoretically their use. But in this case, as we are analyzing the furniture sector, the last one is insignificant. The processes to circular economy that should be taken into account when developing a furniture rental service according to circular perspective are modular process design, disassembly, reassembly, repairability, and remanufacturing. Modular process design. Modularity is a process design approach that allows for the subdivision of a system into smaller parts called modules or skids that can be independently created and then used in different systems. This allows designs to be customized, upgraded, repaired, and for parts to be reused. In this specific case, office furniture rental, the modular design is especially important as it will increase the versatility and the possibilities to repair instead of discard. But to make it possible, other processes such as disassembly, reassembly, or recycling should be considered. Disassembly process of easily separate a product or building into its components or parts. The separation makes it possible for the application of different management operations, such as easier reparation and replacement of parts, reuse in others or in the same type of products, material recovering, design and manufacturing cost reduction, recycling, etc., thus facilitating, as we mentioned before, the possibility of reuse. Reassembly, ensuring products and parts that can be assembled again in the same product through the operations to finalize products for optimal usage. Regarding furniture, if it is possible to disassembly and reassembly, it will be easy to pack up and take with you when you are moving. Some designs use removable brackets and lock nuts, which are made of high-grade anodized aluminum and which facilitate the process. Reparability. Reparability covers the technical and associated administrative actions during the service life which return a product to a condition in which it can perform its required functional and technical performance as well as increasing its lifespan. However, in order to acquire a good level of reparability, this aspect should be considered during the design, including the selection of material and connections, easy to find and accessible process. In this case, increasing the possibilities of reparation is extremely important as it will prolong the lifespan, allowing longer and multiple rental periods. Remanufacturing. Restore products to an as new quality through different operations. Generally, the product is disassembled at the component level rather than into separate materials. Broken and outdated parts are replaced and then the item is reassembled. In addition to disassembly and reassembly, other operations such as cleaning or inspection are usually carried out. In this case, as the furniture is going to be used by a wide range of people and during a medium-long period of time, this aspect becomes especially important as it will provide a good appearance and quality, allowing the reutilization of the products. To finish, we propose two assignments which can be useful to reinforce the concepts and knowledge exposed. Assignment 4. Develop a list of examples of processes that can be considered relevant for circular economy in the furniture or construction sector. Try to focus on regional examples, if possible. Assignment 5. Organize the class into groups of 4 or 5 students. The students should choose a material and propose the best process or processes to create a circular product. At the end, they will have to present the results to the class.